الحزبين الجمهوري والديمقراطي.
Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi emphasizes the need to restore security and pursue the two-state solution for the establishment of a stable Palestinian state. Egypt's Prime Minister highlights significant progress in the Decent Life, Haya Karima presidential initiative. Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation discusses preparations for participating in the bank's annual meetings in Washington. You're now watching the latest updates in Egypt on Q News. Moving on for the latest developments. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has met with a bipartisan U.S. House of Representatives delegation led by Representative Tom Cole. President el-Sisi emphasized the need for collaboration with Qatar and the United States, calling for political will and increased international pressure to restore security and promote peace. He highlighted the importance of an open dialogue on the two-state solution to establish an independent Palestinian state and reduce tensions. The U.S. delegation praised the Egypt-U.S. partnership, commending el-Sisi's efforts for regional stability and reaffirming support for continued coordination on security issues. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has highlighted Egypt's significant progress in developing facilities, particularly in health, education, and services. During his tour of Minya Governorate today, Madbouli emphasized that the state has invested significantly in these sectors. He highlighted that these initiatives were essential for creating a network of substantial projects that enhance the quality of services for citizens. Madbouli underscored that while these projects may seem focused on infrastructure, their fundamental goal is to uplift the Egyptian citizen and improve their quality of life. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has highlighted the government's significant progress in the Decent Life or Haya Karima presidential initiative, particularly in the drinking water sector. During his visit to Minya Governorate today, Madbouli emphasized that the health sector is a key component of the development plans implemented by the Egyptian state across the nation. He noted that it plays a crucial role in enhancing human development and improving the health of citizens. Minister of Housing, Utilities and Urban Communities has announced the allocation of 426 plots of the total 8,521 plots offered in 20 new cities for people with disabilities or their guardians. The allocated plots make up 5% of the total, aligning with President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's directives to provide care and attention to citizens with disabilities. Applicants can apply to reserve land through the Maskan Land Access website. Application details, including payment methods, locations, prices, and areas, will be available on the website starting from November 7, 2024 until January 6, 2025. Allocation will be through a public lottery, with the date and location to be announced later. Minister of Manpower Mohammad Gibran and Major General Akram Mohammad Galal, Governor of Ismailia, have launched the Bridges Initiative to support Egyptian education, Guzur. The initiative aims to support the role of civil society in developing education in the governorate. as it is a national issue concerning the people and the government. Gibran stressed that the launch of the Bridges Initiative coincides with the activities of the presidential initiative Bidaya. This complements the Egyptian state's efforts to develop human skills, prepare individuals for the labor market, ensure a decent standard of living, and foster a strong national spirit and sense of belonging. Minister of Public Business Sector Mohammed Shemi has reviewed the latest developments on implementing a national project to develop the industry of spinning and weaving in the affiliating companies. The meeting reviewed the implementation rates of ongoing works in the development project, which includes 65 locations in Egypt, including factories, infrastructure, networks, service buildings, and electricity stations. Shemi discussed the implementation of a plan to train human cadres, asserting the necessity to improve the work environment and develop the skills of the workers. Egypt is set to host the 12th session of the World Urban Forum from November 4th, focusing on sustainable cities. Featuring 560 events, it expects over 20,000 participants. Environment Minister Yasmin Fuad and Minister of Ecology, Environmental Protection and Climate Change of Uzbekistan, Aziz Abdukakivmov, have discussed means to boost bilateral ties between Egypt and Uzbekistan. On the sidelines of the 35th session of the Council of Arab Ministers, the Middle East Green Initiative held in Jeddah, Minister Fuad reviewed a number of environmental fields, including Egypt's expertise in limiting the risks resulting from climate change and the measures that can be taken accordingly. Russian President Vladimir Putin has described Russia during his meeting with representatives from major news. Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation Rania Al-Mashot and Regional Director for Egypt, Yemen, and Djibouti at the World Bank Group, Stephen Gimbert, have discussed preparations for participating in the bank's annual meetings in Washington. The meeting also discussed developments in the ongoing cooperation portfolio, as well as future priorities in light of the close partnership between Egypt and the World Bank. They also touched on the small, medium, and micro enterprises sector and developments in cooperation at the level of management and governance of state-owned companies. Minister of Electricity and Renewable Energy Mahmoud Asmat has confirmed that Egypt is working on several electrical interconnection projects, most notably the interconnection project with Saudi Arabia, as a budget has been set by the Saudi and Egyptian sides to implement this project. He added that technical teams have already started working on it. noting that the coming summer months are expected to witness an increased activity regarding the interconnection project with Saudi Arabia. Regarding the electricity interconnection project with Italy, the minister mentioned that a specialized company is performing a preliminary study to stay updated on the latest developments. He also pointed out that the interconnection project with Greece is facing some delays compared to the Italian project, mainly because Greece is committed to supplying part of its electricity needs to Cyprus and Germany. Standard & Poor's Global Ratings has affirmed its B-/B long and short-term foreign and local currency sovereign credit ratings on Egypt with a positive outlook. The rating agency noted that the positive outlook reflects the potential for further improvements in Egypt's external and physical positions, adding that it also reflects our view that the new exchange rate regime, driven by market forces, will help drive GDP growth and over time support fiscal consolidation. Egyptian Premier League giants Ahli, Zamalek, Pyramids FC, and Ceramica Cleopatra are set to compete in the 22nd Egyptian Super Cup in the UAE this Sunday. Al-Ahli enters as league champions, Pyramids as Egypt Cup winners, and Ceramica as League Cup victors. Zamalek earned a wild-card spot. The competition will feature semi-finals and conclude on October 24 with the final and third-place match. Al-Ahli has secured a dramatic 26-25 victory over Zamalek in the semi-finals of the African Handball Championship for league champions. The match took place in Morocco, which is hosting the 44th edition of the tournament. Al-Ahli advanced to the final with an exciting last-second win and is now awaiting the winner between Benin's Flowers and Morocco's Forum. Al-Ahli aims to claim its 7th title and second consecutive championship, having won the previous edition. Hungarian handball club Viziprim has announced that Egyptian international Yahya al-Dirai has suffered a season-ending torn ACL during a match against Frederica. The injury will also prevent al-Dirai from representing Egypt in the 2025 World Championship. Viziprim's coach David Davis expressed the team's loss of a great player. Teammate Nadim Rimli emphasized the personal impact, saying al-Dirai's well-being is the team's priority. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here's what we've been covering. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi emphasizes the need to restore security and pursue the two-state solution for the establishment of a stable Palestinian state. Significant progress in the Decent Life Haya Karima presidential initiative. Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation discusses preparations for participating in the bank's annual meetings in Washington. This brings us to the end of our bulletin. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok at Qnews EG for the latest developments.